Hello and welcome to another episode of Blue Alpine TV. In today's episode, we'll talk about the Attorney General of New York launching an inquiry into all crypto exchanges. And we'll talk also about a little bit about privacy, about the coming episode, as well as the Verge partnership that has been announced today. So let's jump right into this news story. It says here, New York's Attorney General is taking a closer look at some of the world's most popular cryptocurrency exchanges. Attorney General Eric Schneiderman announced the Virtual Markets Integrity Initiative on Tuesday, saying it was a fact-finding inquiry into the policies and practices of cryptocurrency trading platforms. Now, what does this exactly mean? It means that the Attorney General and his team are probably going to look into whether the cryptocurrency exchanges have the Know Your Customer and AML, so the anti-money laundering laws, rules in place, as well as some control over security, safety, and all of these things. There are some a bit more details in the press release. I will actually mark this and release this into the Telegram channel. So if you're not part of the Telegram channel, make sure to join it. It's in the video description, or for the podcast listeners, it's also in the show notes. Now, in the article, it says here that letters were sent to the companies that operate GDEX, Gemini, Bitflyer, Binance, Itbit, Gate.io, Huobi.pro, Bitfinex, Bitstamp, Bittrex, Kraken, TIDEX, and Poloniex, the latter of which was recently acquired by Circle. Now, why exactly is he doing that, and why now? I mean, a bunch of things. We've mentioned in the last couple of episodes that, for example, the SEC is currently also looking into ICOs. So it looks like from generally, be it the finance or justice department, people are starting to look into crypto related topics. ICOs have obviously been one of the first things. Now the exchanges are another, because we hear about hacks on the exchanges, and every time a hack appears, people actually call and call up the government and ask them for help because a hack has been happening, etc., etc. So the state is actually aware of this cryptocurrency stuff that's going on, and on the other side, the state wants to keep a certain amount of control. Don't be fooled by this. So in this case, the state of New York kind of wants to see where the money is coming and where the money is going to. So that is actually why they are launching this inquiry. Now, in the coming episodes, I'm not sure yet whether it's the one on Thursday or Friday or on the weekend, I have one episode where I kind of talk about the anonymity of Bitcoin and how to actually purchase Bitcoin anonymously. And I can already tell you, one of the sites that I'm mentioning is actually Local Bitcoins as a site. Now, Local Bitcoins used to be quite anonymous. However, it actually says here that people have been saying on Reddit, for example, that certain people have been asked to provide an ID when trading or exchanging Bitcoin through Local Bitcoins, which is obviously, this would technically disqualify Local Bitcoins as an anonymous kind of trading or exchanging platform. I'm just saying this because I think it's important for you to know that Bitcoin cannot be 100% anonymous in its current state, so you can be tracked back. So just for you to understand and know this. However, Local Bitcoins has not launched any statement and released any statement regarding this, and there are already alternatives, but we'll talk about this in a separate episode. What is interesting though, just a small fact of the day, this month Local Bitcoins markets continue to set new records for weekly usage, with Venezuela transacting $55 million worth of Bitcoin the week ending April 14th. So actually last week there was 55 million worth of Bitcoin traded through Local Bitcoin with Venezuelans. So that's a lot of money. That's pretty. It just shows that Bitcoin and cryptos are being used in countries like this. Now, before we go into this privacy thing separately, like I said, there will be probably an episode coming soon towards the weekend. Now, today's main news, all of Twitter is talking about it. World's biggest porn site, Pornhub, partners with Verge to accept crypto XVG. So Verge has been saying that in the last couple of days that there is a huge announcement coming. They actually, that's a joke on Twitter, they announced the announcement and all of these things. So it has been announced that the new big partnership will be announced. And today actually Pornhub came out and said that Verge is the partner. They will accept Verge as a currency for their current customers. Now, the problem is a bit that for one, it's really good, and it's I mean, you can't deny the fact that Pornhub is getting a lot of traffic. It's the world's biggest porn site, 36th most visited website on the internet, is the secret partner and will be accepting XVG payments for premium subscriptions. XVG is an anonymous privacy coin which, unlike credit card payments, won't leave a record of the transaction. Now, I won't go too much into this partnership because I think there is a lot of hype and news around it. The only thing that I think is really relevant here is, so before this announcement has been made, Verge and the team of Verge was actually asking to crowdfund 75 million XVG, which amounts to about $3 million US, to release the name of their partner. And I'm not really sure whether this is a good way to actually instill confidence in the people. And there was a lot of speculation, and that's why you actually see in the chart of Verge, and we can actually look into it right now, you see that there was a lot of built up hype until basically today, and then it dropped back down. So when we look maybe at the 7-day chart for the podcast listeners, we're looking at the 7-day chart here. So starting April 16th, more or less, the hype has been going up. And then just today, after this announcement has been made, it dropped back down actually. And I mean, of course, the announcement is huge and it's big, but people have expected actually something else. So this could be one of the reasons for this sell-off. Now, that's the first controversy. The second controversy is this whole thing that Verge has actually said that they will use those 3 million for the announcement that will go towards Pornhub platform integration and Ledger integration. Now, Ledger, as you know, the hardware wallet. However, here is actually the Ledger team saying that no such integration is planned. And this is, again, like, that's why I always tell you guys, if you see partnerships, if you see announcements with big name partners, always double check with the other side as well. Crypto is still the Wild West. Don't get this twisted. In crypto, you can still lie your way to the top, and this is exactly what is happening. I don't want to judge Verge here too much. I think you're smart enough to judge for yourself. However, I think these are not I want to say common business practices. Now, the other thing that also happened with Verge was actually a 51% system attack, which happened, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is a whole nother different story that Verge is kind of fighting with. And there are a lot of, I want to say, so signs about Verge. So you have to do your own research. You have to kind of build your own opinion on this. But I think this news is definitely interesting. I think it's really important to understand that industries like gambling, like drugs, especially marijuana, and as well as porn, are kind of the industries that are struggling a lot with payment providers, with payment gateways. So it is kind of expected that crypto will enter those markets as well. So don't just throw this under the bus because it's a porn site. It's actually a huge integration. That being said, we have to kind of see. I mean, the partnership doesn't mean a huge amount of deal. It's just it's another payment gateway or payment type method that you can use on the site. So that's it, guys, for today's episode. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.